What's up, everyone? Welcome to Three Chicks in a Pod. How's y'all's week going, ladies?
Pretty good. How about yours? And yours, Carrie?
I'm so upset. So my favorite picture, it was just shown that he has to get Tommy John surgery. So I'm
Oh, I heard
extremely
about
upset. And if anybody wants to talk to me about the Rangers, be prepared. I'm emotional.
that.
Oh,
It's okay. Don't cry over Tommy John surgery. He'll come out better on the other side.
Yeah, well, he'll be back next year, but he's my favorite. I needed a new baseball boyfriend now.
We're-
yeah,
we'll find you one.
we can do that, or we can just you can be emotional support because he's going to go through so much with surgery and stuff.
Right, right. Well, it has been a while since everybody has actually seen us. It's been what, 3 weeks since we've done a show. So it
No,
was
Carrie and I
great.
did one the week before
Oh,
Memorial Day, but we did take
oh,
last
okay.
week before Memorial Day.
Okay.
That we did.
All right. Well, I'm going to share the show real quick, but our guest is actually here backstage.
Woohoo!
If you want to go ahead and bring her on. All right, we've been super excited for Lex to join us again. She was one of the first guests that we ever had on the show, or the first guest. So last month was our 1 year anniversary, and we really just wanted to kind of check back in with Lex and see what she has going on. So, everybody, welcome Lex Barros. What's up, Lex?
What's up? How you guys doing?
Hey, Lex,
Doing really
How are
well. How
you?
are you?
How are you? I'm
glad
doing
to have you
good.
back.
Yeah, we liked having you on. Thank you for coming back with
Yes.
us.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited. I like this podcast for sure.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love to you.
We appreciate you being able to come on.
Yes.
So I'm going to share it to a couple of groups real quick, and then we'll jump into the interview. But let's start off with kind of recap some of the Title IX stories that, last year was the 50th anniversary of Title IX. And so we just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about what has been going on with Title IX in the last year. So majority of that has actually been, first we saw it in Georgia where they voted that the transgenders were not going to be able to compete in what category or what gender that they identify as. And now it's actually looking that it might possibly be a national thing. And so that has kind of been the majority of the news topics with Title IX this past year. Carrie, what are some of the thoughts you have on it?
Everyone deserves an opportunity, to compete, and especially when you're talent, athleticism is a gift.
Right.
I don't know how we need to proceed going forward, but I do know we need to provide an avenue for everyone to have a chance to compete, especially under Title IX.
Right.
I feel like there's some advantages and disadvantages that are provided by having to cross lines, and I don't know how without having a category or a competition specifically for the transgender. I don't know how we can approach that without feeling like there might be some advantage or disadvantage to the player, to the athlete itself. But I do feel like they should be able to use their talents and their God-given gifts
Right.
with the world. So I can't see a big picture because I can't figure out how that picture goes together.
Understand. Jen, what are your thoughts on some of this?
I feel like everybody deserves a chance to compete, right? Like,
Right.
I would have died. I think I would have been off the walls in high school, college, junior high school, elementary school if I was not swimming. And let's just say, I was a
Right.
competitive swimmer. I was no Michael Phelps or Katie Ledecky, but I was okay. And I needed it. It helped me with my ADHD. It helped me. And when I got put on medication, the medication actually helped me with my times. But I will say, I feel like there should just be a third group almost.
Right.
I think that's the only fair way because everybody deserves that chance to compete. But it's also not kind of
And
fair. You know what I mean? So, it needs
and
to
that's
be
what this
fair
comment
is
is saying
fair.
also.
But I don't think that there's
Enough.
That's yeah, agreed. I mean, and I'm not trying to be insensitive or anything like that. It's because it's such a hard topic, like,
Right. Yeah.
and I'm not an athlete anymore. Obviously, I wouldn't have a double chin if I were, but hey, um,
Lex is like, oh,
oh, you
dear
can't hear
Lord.
me, Rudy?
That's strange.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we
Yes.
can hear you.
Okay, Rudy, was that better? I turned up my volume.
So I'm going to just kind of read off some of the numbers that we have from what was reported this last year, just as far as the numbers of cases that were reported for Title IX. 1 second, guys. And so this year was actually, or that, yeah, in 2022, they had the most reported cases with 18,804 civil rights complaints. But 7,300 of those were filed by the same person. And this person has done the same thing in 2016 as well. And they actually went through and like put the numbers down. Like they had to file a complaint every single 20 minutes of every single day in order to file those amount of complaints. So obviously there was one particular person that was taking up a majority of that, but it was a 12 or 16% increase since the last time that they logged how many complaints were there. So I think that's a good thing because Title IX is constantly changing. That's the thing about that piece of legislation. It's constantly being able to go through, have amendments change, and evolve with times as life changes. So, I think the more that you draw attention to that, that's actually a good thing. So I know it's kind of like a double-edged sword, but I mean, you can't fix a problem if you don't address it, if you don't talk about it. So exactly, Rudy, rules always evolve. Was there anything that you wanted to touch on about Title IX, Lex? If not, no big deal, but it just kind of be something that we wanted to update on real quick.
No, I agree with what you guys are saying. Everyone does deserve a chance. But it's like the same thing with the NBA, the WNBA, girls basketball, boys basketball. It's all the same. And I feel like even with girls basketball, it's not enough. Sometimes boys is not enough. So same thing with that. I feel like there's not enough, people to have rules and stuff like that, and whether if they want to compete with other people. I just feel like time will take control of that, and it will come together. But I do this. Everyone deserves to have a chance, no matter who
Right.
they are. So hopefully, it will, just like I hope girls basketball will grow. I hope that will grow as well.
Right.
You know.
And I
I
think we're
love,
on the way, like on the right road for women's basketball to grow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, we're having a 40-game season this year. We're talking about basketball year round.
Right.
I don't know that the overseas is going to be as prevalent as it was in previous years. I know that it's something that's still there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're still traveling overseas or not,
I'm
but
trying. I'm trying.
okay.
I'm in a combine this weekend actually. I leave Friday, so it's a combine to get overseas. And I'm just hoping it will be, a good as I don't care about the overall whatever happens. I just want to have fun and get an agent, get people looking at me, and just grow, because I just hope that this can help me in many different ways. So I'm just trying to keep a positive mind and just go in there and have fun.
well, I'll cheer for
Let's
you.
Yeah, we're
let's
rooting
talk a
for
little
you.
bit about this.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about this combine. Where's it going to be at?
It's in
Yeah.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, 3 hours
Okay.
away from me.
Yeah. Well, me and
Okay,
my
that's
girlfriend
exciting.
we're gonna drive up there. We're taking like a little road trip, vacation
Right.
kind of thing, and just gonna go out there and see what happens. Put my all on the court and just have fun. But it's just like this is their second year doing the combine in Atlanta. The first year
Okay.
they had about 6 players assigned to a team. So
Mhm.
and this year they're gonna have I don't remember her name. It might be Nicole. I don't know, but the lady that made the Mular kicks,
Oh,
the
uh-huh.
women's
Mhm.
basketball shoe. Yeah. I don't know if she's gonna be there, but she donated some shoes So that's going to be fun. And there might be a few special guests because it's out in Atlanta. You know, you never know who is going to pop up and be there.
So if it's best case scenario, what are you hoping to get out of the combine?
A contract overseas. That's my main goal. Is
there one particular?
I'm not letting
league
you
that
go to
wanna
Russia,
play
Lex.
for?
Oh, I'm definitely not going to Russia.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
But no, I don't have like a top team I want to go
Okay.
to. I honestly just want to play. And I'm still looking for a new agent. So I'm just being patient with that. I just want someone that's gonna, the way I work on the court and in everyday life, I want someone to work for me as hard as I go for myself, you know?
Right.
It gotta be equal. So
I
I'm
made
just
some connections at the Super Bowl. I'll give the info. I'll friend you on Facebook if that's okay with you, and
Of
I'll give you
course.
some info I've got, including some pretty top ranking agents
Yes, I
that
would love
may
that.
be very well known. So yeah,
Yes, I would love that. Thank you.
you're welcome.
But I'm just in the gym, you know, working my butt off and just, you know, getting better every day. And I don't play that much because I'm not playing overseas or and you know, I played in like winter leagues and summer leagues and stuff like that, but it's not the same, you know. But yeah, right now I'm mainly just coaching.
Okay.
And yeah, so I got some good news on that too.
Well, since you brought it up,
Yeah.
your AAU team, how's it doing? Are you still doing the AAU team?
No, I'm coaching for the junior Celtics now. So I go up to Boston every twice a week and coach up there. So I coach boys 5th and 6th grade, and then girls 3rd and 4th grade. For the boys, we got to play. We also just won a championship last weekend
Oh wow!
with my boys team, so they are so excited about that. Thank you.
Congratulations! That's
thank you.
huge. Yeah, that's
Thank you.
huge.
Yeah, they were so excited. Like, you know when it's a tight game and you can see all your team, like your players just putting their head down, and you know
Right.
me, I have so much energy, so I'm like, hey, the game is not over. You know, like
Right.
we were. It was neck and neck the whole time. You know, so but it was fun. We won in overtime by 2 points. So
Oh wow!
it was a great game. And I have film, so I'm still working on it from the boys. Just one little game, but I wanted the world to see them, so I filmed it, and I'm almost done working on the game. So I'm gonna post it really soon, and
That's awesome.
yeah, I'm excited. I'm still excited over it because we, you know, just meeting those kids, you know, and me like helping them. My only goal was to help them get better together and to get better individually, and we did that weekly. Like we went 9-2 throughout the whole 3 months, you know.
Oh
So
wow!
and they're 5th and 6th grade boys, you know. So I had one
But
kid.
I taught that age, and I love 5th grade boys. That's a great age. I taught for
Y'all
several
are the only
years.
people in the world that love 5th grade boys.
Yes, no,
Very special people y'all two are.
Megan,
I
how should
love
we
them.
special they are later?
Right. No,
No.
maybe that is the right age, and then when they hit junior high, it's a little more rough. That's when
Right.
when it gets rough.
I mean, it's all rough. Like kids are kids. But
That's
it's
the age where they're like, I want to hug you, but it's also not cool. But I really want that interaction, that positivity around me. But I'm not sure how it's going to reflect on me if I do it. You know, it's that you watch that whole narrative play out in their mind, like almost like a little video.
yeah. No, but
Yeah.
it
Like-
was fun.
And so what do you think you take away from it? Because like I know for me personally, being able to talk about women's sports is a continuation for sports for me. Obviously, I didn't make it professional. I didn't even make it into college, but I mean, I played sports in high school, but for me, it was a way to continue to keep sports in my life besides just being a fan. So like what has coaching done for you and basketball?
Well, I honestly I love coaching. Like it just I love just giving back to people, you know, and helping them, like helping them with their jump shot, helping them make a layup, helping them get their handles down, and you know what I'm saying, do a crossover, do a in and out crossover,
Right.
The little things that matter, to me, like I put it into the kids, so it's that's what makes me feel good. Like I have for example, like some of the boys on the team, like you can tell like there's some talented players and there's some that need the extra work. So I put them all
Right.
together and we're gonna work, right? So there was one boy in the beginning when we first started. He had his hands in his pocket, like he would go on the court and keep his hands in his pocket, and like
Oh,
so by the third or fourth game, his parents got a bobby pin and bobby pin his pockets together. He
okay.
never put his hands in his pockets again. Like I
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like I had him
Yeah.
put his hands out, playing defense. He actually shot the basketball a few times, like getting them to build their own confidence on the court. That's what helps me,
Mhm.
keep going and I want to keep challenging them. I want to see what you can do, in that you can't say the word can't and no matter what I'm coaching, like one-on-ones,
Or try.
yeah, or just coaching a team, I hold
Mhm.
everyone accountable and show them that they can do this. Everything that I'm showing them, you can do it. It's just going to take time. Like we're not going to get it down in the first practice, but I need you guys to focus and pay attention, and then we can
Right. Yeah.
we can work. We can get it down. um but yeah, I love helping these kids. And some of these coaches, they're not even teaching them the right stuff. Like they just want to go out
Right.
and win. Like you can't win if they don't have a foundation, if they don't know how to
Right.
play within their team, so I mainly just focus on having fun. That's always my big thing, is having fun, communicating and using your teammates. And those are my only three rules. Besides a can't, because you're gonna do some push-ups right away. But just helping them grow is what helps me keep going, and it it it's helping me. Like I'm
Mhm.
learning so much more teaching, because I it's repetitive.
Mhm.
Like I have to, and I have 5-year-olds. I have 17-year-olds, 21, what I'm saying, 14, 11. Like it's all different, so I'm teaching everyone something different. Sometimes the same thing, we'll work on this stationary for the first practice. The next time we come, we'll do it with movement, so we're building every day, and I try to have a good relationship with my players too. Like I want them to be able to, talk to me, like not just about basketball stuff, because you can't function if everything is going on up here. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah. For
I try
sure.
to I try to build a healthy and positive relationship with my players. And that's what helps me keep going. I have players that I've been working with 4 years now, and now we're doing 3 to 4 sessions a week. Sometimes 2 hours at a time. I go to their houses. Like different things like that.
Mhm.
So, yeah, just giving back
So
to the youth.
you're making a difference in this work.
Yes, yes, that's what I want to do. I want to touch
You are
people.
making a difference
I
in this
love,
world, one person at a time.
yes.
I love how much you love helping people.
Hmm.
Like that's my jam
Right.
too. Like I love helping people,
Hmm.
and it just gives you an added bonus in life.
Right. Like it
Um,
just makes me feel
I
feel so good.
mhm.
I had a colleague a couple of years back when I started doing this, and he was just and of course it was a he. He told me that women's basketball was a small market and that I should expand. But it was like literally when I talk about women's basketball, and just because like when I started talking about women's basketball, I might have like 2 or 3 people chime in on my post, and then like now it's hundreds all the time chiming in, and like for me, I just kind of feel alive when I talk about women's basketball. And so like I think when
Mhm.
you get that feeling from something, it can't be wrong, and it may not be to the level that you expected when you went into it, and it may take a different direction because like look, now you're coaching, now we're talking about sports, like it's a
Mhm.
different direction than probably we intended, but we're still pushing it forward.
Still,
No.
every day, it gotta still go after it, because it is getting better, like you said. But
Hmm.
like people like us, we have to keep putting
Mhm.
into it. Because then if we
Right.
stop, it's gonna stop. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's
If
just
you quit watering a plant, it's going to die. And
exactly.
we're growing. We're growing something. Sorry, Jen, you were wanting to say something.
It's all right. Um, I I do have a question for you, Lex. So about a year ago, I did a little deep dive on you, and I came across an article from one of the local news stations, and it said that while you were in Connecticut last year, you saw a certain Brianna Stewart. Name
Brianna
may sound
Stewart.
a little few,
Kind of the best
a little
player in the world.
familiar. And you told her that you were going to be her teammate.
Yeah, I
Did she
yelled it. I
step
yelled it. I yelled it in the lobby.
to
Um,
that?
'Cause we went to
I love that.
that's when we were my AAU team. We were playing at Mohegan Sun, and
Okay.
we won that tournament too. We won that on
Oh,
Mohegan
that's
Sun.
awesome.
But the WNBA game was the same day. We had to like sleep there, so that we played
Mhm.
Saturday. The WNBA game was Saturday. Then we saw them the next day. So I was like, we were walking with my players, and I was like, guys, you know who that is? And they're like, no. I was like, that's Brianna Stewart. She's a beast. So as she was walking away, I was like, I'm gonna be on your team one day. And I don't know, I just said it, you know what I mean? But I really hope
Speak
so.
into existence.
I love
Yeah,
that. I love
I'm
that.
manifesting all of it, but I also just need to be playing somewhere too. Like I need
Right.
because I'm only playing in the summertime right now. And I signed back to the Boston team, the New England
Right. We saw
Trailblazers.
that.
Yes,
Mhm.
because I honestly I want to play in front of my family, my friends, and all my clients that I'm just building everywhere.
Yeah.
I need them to come see me play, especially the
Well,
boys that I have.
there's different ways to that goal. Like,
Yeah,
Mhm.
we've seen some stories of like a lot of these players, because obviously one of the hot topics going into this WNBA season was how small the rosters are. There's only
yeah.
144
You see how
spots.
many people they cut?
Right. Like the
And there's
Wings, they cut Charlie Collier, a number one pick.
Mhm.
Like they cut her this year, and so then like okay, Mike interviewed a young lady for the Sky, and like she had tried out for the Wings 3 different times. Like this was her 4th year out of college, trying to get in with a team, and so I know it's really hard,
It is.
but there's still success stories out there of that.
Yeah.
Like
Of course.
Rebecca Gardner. Look, like how
Mhm.
old was she whenever she got on for the
33.
Sky? Right. So
33.
like
Yeah,
there's still ways to do it and
of
still,
course.
try and go after it.
I'm never gonna stop. That's why I want like this combine to be something to experience, and to get me somewhere. So I'm honestly I'm just being patient, staying
Right.
positive and just working on different things in the gym, um, and just staying ready. So I feel like that's all I can do. I can't keep stressing about it and worrying about what's happening. I just gotta stay positive and on the right path. So
Mhm.
Well,
So
you
my
definitely you did better
favorite
with
people.
Brianna
Oh,
Stewart than I did. I met her, right. Okay,
yeah,
so Eric and I we were covering the WNBA All-Star game, and like Team USA was there too because it was right before the Olympics, and so they were doing their prelim games were there in Vegas also. And so we had just met Draymond Green, and he was cool as he could be, right? And like we all shook his hand, we talked to him, and he was real nice. But then Brianna Stewart walked by, and I couldn't talk. I was just like,
yeah.
oh my god, it's Stewie. Like, I had to fangirl out for a little bit.
That is too funny. There was last year I went to a game with my girlfriend, and we after the game we went to like one of the restaurants, and they played against the Aces,
Hmm.
and I met well I honestly just went up to them. I gave them my business card, and I told them what I do and how I'm chasing my dreams. But I gave it to Chelsea Gray,
Oh,
um,
that's it.
the Connecticut Suns coach, um, Rebecca Lobo, and there was
Right.
another analyst. Just a whole bunch of people. I was just like here, 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 like you know.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. You
but
got to
there
take
was like,
advantage of those
yep,
moments.
yes, exactly. And there was a few of the Connecticut Suns players too. So I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it, and see what
What
happens.
are what are your thoughts on the start of the season so far? Like, I know, I mean, we all knew what Vegas was going to be, I believe,
Well,
and then
not as exactly how they are right now.
I'm,
That team is
I mean,
stacked.
right.
No.
I don't know. It was for me, CP3 going there was the equivalent of KD going to the Warriors. Like that was
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
I mean, it was just a blockbuster move.
Yeah.
They are at such a are they beating their opponents by average 25 points, something like that. Like, I mean, just I don't know if they're going to lose a game this season, and that would be the first time ever for an undefeated season to happen. But the Sun, I guess that's more what I'm getting at. They're at 6-1 right now. They play tonight. They're going to play the early game. And so this is not only a rematch to the finals, but this is a team that we didn't think was going to be here this year. Like, they lost their coach, they lost Kurt Miller, they lost Jonquel Jones to the Liberty. And my thoughts, okay, like I know they're players, like they do have some stars on there, but they don't have, to me, they didn't have superstars. Their superstar was Jonquel, and she left. But those three, Dewana, they stepped up majorly. And then their coach too. Like I was sitting back kind of going like, who's Stephanie White? But there she is, coach of the month.
She's a good coach, yeah.
Question. Do we think Tom Brady buying into the Aces has had anything to do with that?
I think Mark Davis.
Okay, I know you hate him. You will not have to deal with him.
Carrie's a Chiefs chick. She hates the whole organization.
He's Patrick Mahomes. Just so you know. Brittany's okay with it.
Right.
Tom Brady loves himself enough for me too. I don't have to like him.
You don't. And that is exactly why he bought into the Raiders and not the Chiefs, because you do not like him.
Listen, I don't judge anyone except who likes the Raiders.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think it had anything to do with Mark Davis. I think it had to do with his relationship with Kelsey Plum. Like, they're friends.
Oh, really?
Okay. And so I feel like if there was anybody that probably pulled him into that deal more than anybody else, I feel like it would be KP. And that's kind of a strange year for her because, she got married and then the next week they traded her husband. And that was kind of crazy too, right? Like, hey, my boss is your boss and he just traded you and we're married.
We're like, could you trade me?
It was really, I imagine it was pretty awkward. They went ahead and built them their own practice facility. Like, so maybe he doesn't have to see KP as much. Oh. All right. Well, let's slide over to what are your thoughts on the finals? We got the NBA finals going on right now. The series is tied 1-1. We're headed back to Miami tomorrow night. Game 3.
I hate don't stop cheering, Carrie. For my
I want the Nuggets to just. I wish it was. Honestly, it can't even be a sweep anymore. But
right, yeah.
I don't know. So I don't know how I feel about the Heat though. It's just they have a lot of different weapons. Each player on that team is different, and they bring a different style of basketball. So it's and the coach is very smart, so he can pickpocket where to put these players, and I think that's why they're in the playoffs. Like, I know Jimmy Butler been doing his thing, but he doesn't show up every game, and that's why all these other players are. But I feel like the Heat need to play Kevin Love more.
Okay.
Because Bam gets in foul trouble too much.
He does.
Way too much. But speaking of that, I think before the Celtics lost, they should have took advantage of that. There was the one game that Bam got 3 fouls. It was the last game when Jason Tatum got hurt. And then the only person that was attacking the basket was Derek White.
Yep.
So you really wasn't going to win that game. But the Nuggets are...
I mean, and like Derek's a Spurs product. And so, obviously he's well coached even going into that situation because he's a pop product. But he's a 6 man. You know what I mean? He's not your star. Right. And so if that's where the effort is coming from is one of your role players and not even actually your 6 man, because Brogdon is your 6 man. Yeah. But I mean, you can plug in Derek White right there too. But I mean, if that's where your effort's coming from. And so when I watched Boston all season long, there were moments when I was like, they're getting out coached. It's not the players; they're getting out coached. But then again, also, so yesterday morning, Mike Malone comes out with that quote, and he says that the lack of effort that he saw out of his team in game 2 was just really disappointing. But for me, I'm looking at it, and obviously we all have our own points of views, but is it not on you, the coach, to pull the effort out of your players? I know that can't happen 100% of the time, but it was a collective. Like MPJ only had 5 points. Like the only one that was really up there in points was Jokic, and his assists were off. Like it wasn't his.
I have an interesting stat on that. When Jokic is kept under 6 or less assists, and he only had 4 this last game,
right?
They have a losing record.
Wow.
That's
crazy.
So
is that coaching? Is that coaching, or is
just
that
unlocked the cheat code? I think the Heat unlocked the cheat code, and now can they keep it going? Is the question.
They unlocked the cheat code.
That's interesting. No, that's interesting.
Know. It is.
And Tyler is supposed to be back.
Yeah, because he hasn't played in like, right? Probably longer.
Yeah, no, he broke his hand in the first game of the playoffs.
Yeah. So
let me tell you the reason why I am attracted to the Heat is because you guys, they play with. Well, anyway, they play.
Check.
They play with a chip on their shoulder. They're not satisfied, and they play. And Ben even said today in an interview, he said, "I play, and my entire goal is to keep the fun in the game, and I play with my intensity and my everything to make sure I'm enjoying what I am doing, and I'm keeping them thinking, I can see that on the court when you're playing. I can see that you're out there." Not because I am great or because I'm doing this, but I love this game and I want to continue having fun with the game. And that's why you see you, Lex. I'm like, your passion comes through, and that love of the game and wanting to keep it pure and keep it intense and build on that is what attracts me as a fan or a new person to the leagues to watch and want to continue watching, is watching those people put, people like yourself, putting that passion out in front of you and making that what run and drive you through a game.
Absolutely. Okay, well, let's make our picks real quick, and then we'll call it an evening. I'm going to stick, before the series started, I said Heat in 6, and I'm going to stick with it. But I want to say at halftime, at game 2, I was real nervous. Like, I'm going to have to stand on it because I'm that type of chick. But, I was real nervous. Like, wow, they really selling. But, they played some good that second half. They played really well. So I'm sticking it. Heat in 6.
First and foremost, Megan, you are supposed to be my bestie. I really despise the Heat with everything I have.
I know, and I don't. I'm a Spurs fan. They took our championship away in 2013. Like, I know I'm not supposed to like them, but I would like to see Jimmy get one.
I mean, my husband doesn't start fights, but some dude tried to start a fight with him at home in MJ's house. No. Like, I didn't like the Heat before that. Now I just hate them.
I get it.
I hate them. But, and also my least favorite basketball player played for them at one point. And yeah, whatever. I'm going to say the Nuggets are going to end up doing a gentleman's sweep.
Okay. All right. Carrie, what you got?
I say Heat in 6.
Okay. All right, Lex.
I
be the tiebreaker here. Be the tiebreaker.
I really like the Nuggets. I really do. I feel like their team is they have a solid unit. You know what I mean? Like, and they have a good bench. There's a lot of people that come off the bench, and same thing with the Heat. Though I don't know, it's hard. They both have teams that want to fight. And that are willing to put it all on the court. And that's why they're in the playoffs, that's why they're in the finals. So, but I mean, I like both teams. I like a different amount of players on each team, but I'm definitely going to go with the Nuggets on winning it. So
okay.
They got to bring one to Denver. And then Jimmy can get one next year. Okay.
I don't know. I feel like this is like not his last year or anything like that, but it's like probably his last finals.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, because he only comes to work in the playoffs.
Oh,
What is
he said he only comes to work during the playoffs.
It might be
What
his
does he
last
do
rookie.
during the regular season? Like, you know,
Okay.
I feel like
Okay.
they with their system, what they do in Miami, I feel like they'll definitely be able to pick up some new players or even work with the players that they have to become a better unit for next year. Whether the outcome is a championship this year or whether it's not, you know, I feel like they'll be back again. You know, they're just
All
they're a
right.
good
Well,
team.
we need the viewers to kind of chime in. Y'all be the tiebreakers. The whole panel split. We got 2 for Miami, 2 for Denver. But thank you so much for coming on, Lex. After you go to the combine, if you want to come back on, obviously you got some time.
Yes.
Anytime you want. You know, you got an open invite to come on or promote anything you got going on with your clothing line or with your team.
I'm working on that. Yep, I'm working on the clothing line again.
Is it still called the Underdogs?
Yes. Oh, of course. That's the
I
name
love
of
it.
But I'm still working on that. Hopefully, I can get it back going before the summer starts. So just being patient with it too, you know. So I'll definitely keep you guys updated, and I'll let you know how the combine goes. It might be streamed live, so I can send you guys the link.
Oh, cool.
Please.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, definitely do. We'll definitely promote it.
Okay.
So, but thanks
Absolutely.
for everybody that
Megan, will you do me a favor?
watched the show. Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Lex, I'm gonna ask Megan to give you my cell phone number. Shoot me a text because my phone sucks and I need a new one. But and I keep forgetting to order a new one until I'm at work. But shoot me a text. It'll take me a couple of days. But while we were talking, my mind was going through people I met in February. And so I need to find my business cards that I gathered, reach out to them. I've got people's handlers info. I've also got some other people that might be able to connect you to people.
Thank you. I appreciate it so
definitely
much.
try and get you an agent.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you everybody that watched the show,
Thank
who
you.
commented, that shared. We see you on Twitter. And Lex, absolutely. Thanks for coming back on. And anytime you want to come back on, you got a place here. But we will see you guys next
You
week.
inspire me. You
Yes.
inspire me, Lex.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
you do.